Hi, you guys. I am the Runway Travelista, you guys. And I just wanted to come on today, you guys, to talk about another subject or another topic, you guys, that I feel that is really beneficial, you guys. And it's just talking about the benefits of being our true, authentic self, you guys. Okay, so we did already delve in believing in ourselves, and it kind of ties in together, but it has some pointers there that I felt like it could be something that could be good for all of us, that we could benefit from, just kind of dabbing into the topic because of the immense importance that it is and how it reigns in our life, you guys. And I also just believe so strongly that it is a part of total well-being, total overall health and well-being. Okay, you guys? So it says, being your true, authentic self and how it plays a significant role in your overall wellness and well-being. We live in a world full of influences. All of us know that it's so many different influences in the world. Okay, we live in a time where it's a lot of social media. Okay, and we get a lot of our influences from the outside world, and just the different fads and different opinions, perspectives, and what just what everything that's going on in the world, you guys. And sometimes it makes it hard to be just who you are and being your authentic self, because it's so many images out there. Okay, and I think that this is really critical because we're raising kids, our babies, you guys. They see a lot of different images, and that's why I believe so strongly in identity, you guys, in knowing who you are, in knowing, because we all have gifts, we all have strengths, we all have abilities that are God-given talents, you guys. And I just feel like, and I don't want to keep using the word but I think it's important, you guys, especially for this new generation that's coming after us, because it is so many outside influences, that we are adapt, a culture of authenticity and staying true to who we are, even though it is a lot going out in the world. Okay. All right, so it says, and often find ourselves straying away from our true essence to meet expectations. And that's what I was trying to get to, because it is so many things going on in the world and so many outside influences. It's easy for ourselves as well as our kids and our babies to be influenced by what's going on out there. And I think that plays a role in our mental health. Okay, trying to keep up. We see, we talked about that. I talked about it in one of the other topics that I came up with. How we get caught up in what we wearing at school, or what we the latest this and latest that. And I feel like these kids, and even ourselves, if we want to be true and admit to it, we trying to keep up with what the next person is doing. And that's why I believe so strongly, you guys, in forming our own identity, because this is the thing. God made all of us uniquely designed. Okay. Some of us have different strengths. Some of us have different talents. Some of us have different gifts, but it doesn't mean that we're any less than or better than any other person, you guys. Okay. And I believe that strongly. This is something that I, like I said, as a mother, I wish that I would have been able to instill better into my kids. And I have good kids. Don't get me wrong. But just I want these babies to have a strong sense of who they are. And we talked about the failures and believing in yourself and positive attitude. All of those things run hand in hand with this. Okay. It says, but what if I told you that embracing your authenticity could be one of the most transformative steps we take for our physical, okay, emotional and mental well-being. Okay, this is telling us right here. This is big, because okay, if we can really step in and just be who we really are, we don't have to worry about anybody else. Just do what we do, be who God made us to be, walk in our strengths, walk in our talents. I even believe that that would help us not to be stagnant, but to continue to thrive, because we don't have the pressure of being something else. We can just be who we are. Okay. So we're going to dive into it, you guys. It says, let's start with understanding what it means to be authentic. Okay. So let's start there. It says authenticity is about living in alignment, okay, with your core values, beliefs, and true desires, okay? And we talked about that before too, you guys, okay? When we're in alignment, I think okay, being in alignment, that's a good thing, okay? If we're off, then we're thinking about, we're here. If we're being in alignment, we're walking in a straight path, okay? And we're believing strongly in ourselves, our core values, our beliefs, and our true desires. Because all of us have true desires on the inside, okay? All of us have that core belief in ourselves that we know exactly who we want to be. Okay. We don't want to be like somebody else, but sometimes when we see these outside, we feel like we got to live up to what the world thinks, or we got to live up to what society says, or we think we have to live up to being as such and such person or this or that. It's a comforting thing when we can just be ourselves. And that's what it's talking about, walking in alignment. Okay. It says it means not wearing a mask to fit into the roles others want us to play. And this is so big. I talked about that. This is something that was a part of that, the believing in ourselves that I talked about, that it is, and I can say this for myself. Okay. I always like to say, look at me. Okay. To the world, I was out and it looked good. Okay. And I had a mask on, and sometimes I feel like this, it's not so much a mask. So let me not always say that. Sometimes we're in our, what I call survival mode. So I don't really think it's like all the fake, and sometimes maybe it can be, but I don't always think it's fake when we're trying to portray this strong person in front of everybody. But when it is that we're masking on and we fitting in a role, or we trying to play a role to be something that we know deep down inside, that's not who we are. Okay. If that makes sense. But instead embracing the person you truly are at the deepest level. And that's when I say the deepest level, you guys, it's a beautiful thing then where we can dig deep into who we truly are on the inside. And God, I believe God gave all of us that, that core belief on the inside, that how he made us. Okay. He didn't make none. He made us all different and unique. Okay. That's what I wanted to get at, you guys. We're all unique in our own way. Okay. All right. So it says, sounds simple, right? Okay. Yet many of us struggle to stay true to ourselves because of external pressures. And that's where we're talking about here. Okay. It's one thing to be strong and say, okay, I'm going out here and it, if that's where we are and we saying we're being strong, but when we have to mask and to make it look like, to the world and to everybody else. And let me say this, I have done it. Okay. So I'm not judging anybody. So I don't want anybody to say, okay, you feel like you're being judged. I have done the same thing. Okay, you guys, but we want to get to the place where we don't have to be pressured by anything outside of ourselves. Okay. That's the easiest, most simple way I can put it. Okay. Okay. And it says, but when we start showing up as our authentic self, a remarkable thing happened. We begin to feel liberated. You guys, it is the liberation and the freedom is what is the most, that's the goal. That is the goal, when you can just completely be yourself. Okay, you guys, and be free to be who God made you to be. And we're going to stop here, you guys, and go on and for part 2. coming up. All right, you guys.